Hello, good morning. Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. We had a pretty decent run of cattle. Monday we had 636, which was just pretty normal. But then on Tuesday we had 958, which brought it up to close to 1,600 head for the week. And it was kind of strange. A few things I noticed I wanted to pass on to share how the market is transpiring and how competition works and how drought conditions and things like that affect these calf prices. Well, Monday we had a lot of little two-weight calves, pretty good calves weighing 2 to 250, 260, and we were just getting one bid on those calves, and there wasn't a lot of competition on them, and it was just really strange how that was, and I was like, what in the world's going on? But the little calves like that, there's nowhere for people to go with them. There's no grazing conditions. Pasture conditions are so dry, and people just they're not giving anything for them because they're going to have to put them on feed until the grass comes, until we get some rain around and we get this summer grazing pastures going. So it's very interesting to see these little two-weight calves with very, very low demand. There were a couple classes of cattle on Tuesday. It was interesting to see on the number one steer calves, 368 pound average on number one class steer calves, brought from 184 to 188 with a net average price of 186. That was on 368 pounds. And you go 100 pounds up from there to 470 pounds on the four-weight class that averaged 470 at a weighted price of 180. So there's just not that much difference. They were from 175 to 185, basically bringing about the same price per pound, but yet the heavier calves, they're more in demand. People are giving as much for them as they are the lighter weight calves. Even the two-weight calves were just bringing barely 190. So that the heavier these calves are, there's more demand for them because people can do something more with a bigger calf. He can go into a feedlot or something before, it's just more demand for the bigger calves. Nobody's wanting lightweight calves is the bottom line. So just to let you guys know, right now it's tough. It's a tough market for these 200 to 300 pound calves. But then the 5-weight calves, some of those calves were bringing $900. I did not see a 500 pound calf bring $1.80, but they came really close to it. They were up to 178, but they just wouldn't break through that 180 mark. So that's pretty good money, $900 for a 500 pound steer calf. So that's pretty impressive. We did see on the board this week that the grain market, the grain commodities were way down, and I heard that maybe some of their acres of planted corn, they've adjusted that a little bit more, and maybe there is more acres of planted corn than what they originally thought. But the wheat was down, corn was down, soybeans were down a lot for the last couple days, and the feeder steers were up 500 or 600 points, I think, Monday, and up again yesterday, and the fat market also was higher. And last week it was all down. After the cattle on feed report came out, everything was pretty bearish, but then just in a matter of a few days, here it comes bouncing back again. So I don't know, we can get the corn market and the grains straightened out. It's going to look a little bit better. We had a group in here today from they were from Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas. They were down here in Florida. They were Beefmaster breeders. Kevin Escobar from U.S. Cattlemen's Association brought them down. He's a Beefmaster breeder too, but he is connected with these guys. I met Larry Larimore and Steve Spears and some other people with them. There were 8 or 10 of those guys came down here touring around Florida, trying to peddle some Beefmaster bulls down here to these Floridians. But they've got good cattle, and they told me that there's, out of their group of 35 producers, they put together 4,000 head of bull calves, and they cull those all the way down to about 250 out of 4,000. So I bet those 250 are pretty fancy looking cattle, and they grow them on out until they're 18 to 20 months old, and then they bring them down here to sell mostly to Florida ranchers. Anyway, real nice group of people, and it's always nice to visit with people from other parts of the country, just like we did with the Alabama group that was in here a few weeks ago, and then the group from Denmark. So we get a lot of people here at Okeechobee Livestock Market. It's kind of crazy. It's a little social gathering spot where people can come and visit and talk, and we all had a good time. So back to the market, the slaughter cows and bulls, again, it's like a yo-yo. 1 week they're down, 1 week they're up, but we had a few of those guys needing some cattle, evidently, because we had some good cows, and they were $4 to $5 higher this week than they were last week. We had some good bulls come in here that brought up in the 115 to 118 price range, which is really good. And the calf market is holding its own, and the calf market was steady. So I think, man, if we could get some rain, and I know people have gotten some rain around, but where we are, it just kind of comes up and turns around and goes somewhere else. We hadn't got our share of it yet, but it's just around the corner. But we need some moisture, we need some grass for these lightweight calves. And if we can get some of this stuff, which is just around the corner, I believe the rainy season's not too far off, things will switch around. Top prices this week were from David Herndon from Vero Beach. David had a 245-pound calf that brought $2.15, bought by DNS. And on the cow side, Wynn Ranch from Fort Pierce had a 1,290-pound cow that brought 88 cents, bought by Florida Beef. That's your market report. Thank you.